I'm saying this just for the record. I think the 9/11 official story, the story the government gave us about what happened, is complete bullshit. Like, I don't consider myself a conspiracy theorist. Like, I don't think I am. And I don't even think there's such a thing. Like, a conspiracy theory is something that can't be proven. But what happened when you can actually prove something? What is it, just a conspiracy? Like, motherfucker, I'm from Newark, New Jersey, first of all. Yo, like, I say shit that makes sense to me. Like, I look at shit, I do my research, and if it makes sense, then it makes sense. There's certain shit that happens that makes no sense. Like, for the people who never, like, looked into it, I'm not just saying watch one video, because if you just get one opinion, then you're dumb. Like, I seen a whole bunch of videos. I seen the videos of the people saying that it was Al-Qaeda and 4 groups of fucking 5 motherfuckers from Afghanistan with box cutters took over planes and fucking flew them perfectly into buildings. And I've seen, other stories about bombs, about actually, like, the stand down of all fucking military airplanes on just September 11th before the attacks even happened. I've seen it all. I've seen it. And I see what makes sense to me. Shit. And the reason I'm putting this right now is I don't care how far down the line it goes from here. Like, it could be 20 years from now and I still would make a video like this just to let people know that this is what I believe. Because I don't think it's fair to try to forget the tragedy just because we get farther and farther away from it. Like, same thing with the JFK shit. When JFK got murdered back in the 60s, a lot of people fucking thought that the government did it. But what happened? Nothing ever happened. Which, I believe nothing's going to happen with the 9/11 story either. Like, I don't think we're ever going to get to the people who actually did it. Ever. This is going to be a thing they'll look at 30, 40, 50 years from now and going to be like, oh, it was people who believe that the government did this. But nobody's ever going to get in trouble. Because, like, I always tell people, how the fuck do you expect the government to arrest themselves? These are the niggas who make the laws. Are you serious? You know what I'm saying? Like, I never get why people say that. Like, what happens if the people who make the laws are the criminals? You think they're going to arrest themselves? You think they're going to turn around and put the handcuffs on themselves and walk into a jail cell? Like, you niggas are stupid. Come on. Like, besides that, like, I'll say things so y'all could check it up. Like, 9/11 is the first time in fucking the history of mankind and shit that 200+ story tall buildings fall from fire. We can steal everything. That has never been done before. Building 7, first time ever that a building that didn't even get hit by a plane just collapses into its footprint at free fucking fall speed. Same thing with the 2 towers. Motherfucking no resistance at all. 2 towers is free fall speed, less than 10 seconds. Ask Einstein, motherfucker. And what other shit? People hearing bombs going off. Like, why? This is documented, but it's not put on CNN, so the whole world don't see it. Cause people don't care. Like, people who are affected by it, sure, they look into it. They're like, what the fuck happened this day? I lost somebody I love. And people who don't, they don't give a fuck. They'll just, like, move on with their day. They don't care. Like, until something happens to them, then they get up and do something. Like, you hear people about moving on for the 9/11 truth movement and shit. But then people who didn't get affected by it, they don't care. They won't do nothing about it. And it's funny how you believe, like, just anything that's thrown out. Like, as long as somebody at the White House comes up and says something about what happened, whatever the thing might be, we believe it. Now I don't believe it. Because I'll do my own research, and if it sounds true, then it sounds true. If it sounds like bullshit, then it sounds like bullshit. But the American people, they believe a lot of shit, man. They believe shit that it just baffles my fucking mind. That they can actually believe, like, how the fuck does the Pentagon, that shit has to have a zillion cameras around that motherfucker. How the hell does the Pentagon get hit by an airplane? Until this day, we're about to be 10 years later since 9/11. How come there's not one fucking video of a plane hitting that building? Not one. All they have is a fucking freeze frame picture. I don't even know what the fuck it is. It records like a image every second, and all you see is an explosion. Why? Why is there not at a gasoline station across the building? Nothing. You'll never see a video of a plane hitting the fucking Pentagon. Like, why was there never any pieces of an airplane recovered from when the plane crashed in Pennsylvania? Why? Like, this shit is bananas. And like, you know, black boxes, it's supposed to be close to indestructible. The shit they put on the planes that record everything, supposedly all four of them destroyed. Couldn't find them. Whatever they fucking want to say, they melted, they turned into dust. First time in history, all four destroyed. And there's been worse plane crashes. Like, planes been crashed into fucking mountains at fucking a million miles per hour or some shit, and the black boxes are recovered. And there's parts of airplanes discovered. All these motherfucking questions and nobody got the answer and shit. And people are just gonna keep asking the questions, but it's stupid because nobody's ever gonna answer them. And it'll be stupid not to ask the questions, but at the end of the day, we know we're not gonna get no answers. Like, this is the country we live in, and this is how we built the country. Like, is America the most free country in the world? Yeah, I think so. Like, we're free to, you know, develop our knowledge as much as we can. That's why most people who try to change the world come from America. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have more resources here because I think we think like they do. Like, everything's about money and shit. Like, everybody could be bought off. Once a person seems to be going in a position of power, they want to buy them off and shit. But that's not the case every time. And we ask the most questions. People know what it is. Not everybody will stand up, because if they did, like, if everybody stood up and asked this question everywhere you go, it'd be a wrap. But it's just crowds of people. Not that many. It's just people just asking questions. We're not getting answers, but they just asking. It's gonna stay like this. That's why people hate America, because they think we're idiots, we're stupid. Man, I've been to another country outside of America. They think we're idiots. For real. They see the real news and they look at us like we're idiots. Like, we believe anything. We're so fucking gullible and shit. And we probably are the easiest people to control. Even though, if you search for the knowledge and you're on the quest for, like, intelligence, you could do it here. You could do it here. More so than anywhere else. You know, you just gotta separate yourself from the bullshit. Don't believe everything you hear, everything you see. That's the problem with a lot of motherfuckers. They believe everything they hear. They won't even question it. Like, a motherfucker on TV is God and shit, and he says, this is it, and this is it, and we believe it. 9/11, about to be fucking 10 years later. Not one question answered about that motherfucker. Not one. Anything they ask, just thrown to the side like, we don't need to answer y'all. Nothing. People heard bombs in the buildings. Nothing. People who were in the fucking building saw bombs go off. Nothing. Why was all the steel from the buildings of the World Trade Center 1 and 2 immediately hauled away and melted down? Why fucking scientists who found bomb residue in the dust that was made when the buildings collapsed? Well, why was that never said? It was discovered, but it was never said. Why? For what? Why? Like, I always say to people, like, why would our government do that? Why would they cover it up, though? Like, why did the government want to attack its, like, own cities in America when JFK was president, to make it look like Cuba did it, so we could go to war with Cuba so they could get Castro? Why did they want to do that? And why did JFK say no? And why did he die right after that? StreetSkollaDiary.com